Find the inverse function for f of x is x squared minus 2x plus 5, defined for real values of x greater than or equal to 1, and state its domain and range. Well, before we do that, let's look at the function that we actually have. So I've got x squared minus 2x plus 5. If I complete the square on that, or I could do this using calculus, I'm going to get x minus 1 all squared. X minus 1 all squared, of course, expands to x squared minus 2x plus 1. So I get an x squared, I get a minus 2x, but I get an extra 1 that I don't want. So I'm going to take that 1 away, and then I've got the plus 5. So that becomes x minus 1 all squared plus 4. That means that this curve has a vertex at 1, 4. So the vertex would be here, and the quadratic would look like this, except that it's only defined for x greater than or equal to 1. So we would get rid of that limb there, and it will just look like this. So we can see that the range for that function would be y takes real values, y is greater than or equal to 4. That's going to be important later on. So we have the domain for our function given to us, and we've just worked out the range. Okay, so now we want to work out the inverse function. So I'm going to say y is x squared minus 2x plus 5. Let's interchange x and y. So I get x is equal to y squared minus 2y plus 5. And we need to solve this for y. So y squared minus 2y plus 5 minus x is equal to 0. So let's use the quadratic formula, and we'll get that y is equal to 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared is 4, take away 4 times 1 times 5 minus x, all divided by 2 times 1. So that's 2 plus or minus the square root of 4, take away 20 plus 4x, all divided by 2. So y is going to be 2 plus or minus the square root of 4x minus 16, all divided by 2. And we could take a 4 out up here and have x take away 4 there, divided by 2. And we can slide the 4 outside of the square root. Effectively, what we're doing is writing that as root 4 root x minus 4. And of course, root 4 is 2. So we have 2 plus or minus 2 root x minus 4 over 2, which is 1 plus or minus root x take away 4. Now, if we go back up here, the domain for the original function is x is greater than or equal to 1. That needs to be the range for our function. And to have values greater than or equal to 1, we need the plus, not the minus. So we can say the inverse function is 1 plus the square root of x minus 4. Now, as far as the domain and range is concerned, we know it's just a swap around from the original function. So the original function domain was here, and so the range for our inverse function would be y's are reals, y is greater than or equal to 1, and the domain for our original function is based on this one. It's going to be x is a real, x is greater than or equal to 4, and we can see why that's true, because if x isn't greater than or equal to 4, we'd end up with a negative under the square root.